Hello everyone, welcome back to listen to me rant about things. Today we're gonna start with World of Warcraft and all the things that bother me about it. First we'll start with a topic that everyone's familiar with, leveling. Something that everyone has to do at least once. Over the time, leveling has changed a lot. It used to be very slow grindy process. It has been made faster by heirlooms, it's been made faster by streamlined quests. It's just that the problem with that currently is everything being streamlined has caused a situation where if you have heirlooms, which feel kind of mandatory because otherwise you're leveling far slower than you could be, you can't really quest much. If you start questing, you start the zone, halfway through a zone, all the quests are grey. You completely outlevel the zone. Half the time you don't even get halfway to the storyline. So you go to the next zone. You get started, you're done. So it doesn't feel rewarding at all. End result, most people just go the route of queue for dungeon, do dungeon, queue for dungeon, do dungeon. Waiting in a town somewhere during it. It's caused the situation where there's a massive amount of experienced players leveling their alts in heirlooms, which they enter a dungeon, they just rush through. Most of them can solo the dungeons if they take them carefully. In a group, they don't need to be careful, they just smash through. You throw in a new player, he's completely out of his depth, in a group of people who just want to get this through as quick as possible, who aren't really interested in socializing. The group's completely random people. They're not never going to see them again, they don't feel any desire to really get to know anyone in the group. They especially don't feel like trying to help someone figure out the basics of the game. If they see that you're a new player, a lot of people actually get angry. It's like, why the hell are you here? Go away, noob. Stop wasting our time. Vote kick, person gone. That's what new players currently have to deal with. They come in, they get raged at, they get booted. It's small wonder that most of them don't ever reach max level. They start the game, they try to level. If they're lucky, they quest through, they don't meet the toxic community that's currently looking for a group while leveling. If they're not lucky, they run into it, which rather quickly will end up destroying their motivation to actually level to play the game. And another player that could have become a decent player, maybe a hardcore raider, maybe just a PvPer, is gone, never to return. And that happens a lot. There's a reason why WoW's community is getting slowly older and older. Because the amount of new people joining and staying is shockingly small. Most of them don't stay around for long. Old timers stay around, they already know the game, they're already addicted, familiar, but they really don't give a lot of consideration for new players. There's occasional exceptions, but mostly new players are not gonna have a good experience. On to another topic, kinda linked to the previous one though. Looking for group and looking for raids. Looking for group was an immense time saver. Dungeons went from 2-3 hour thing to something accessible to anyone that has at least half an hour to spare. It's made life a lot easier. It's also made the community immensely more toxic, especially the new players or even the current players. You get grouped with random people, you have full anonymity, you don't need to worry about what they'll tell you, their group about you, what they'll tell their guild about you, if it's gonna hamper your interaction with other people in the future. You're most likely never ever gonna see them again. They're from some realm, they're not gonna interact with the guilds you care about, they're not gonna interact with the people you know, so you can be as an asshole as you want and get away with it. It's caused a situation where most people don't want to interact, where anyone asking questions will get quickly stomped down. New player asks what's the fight tactic, the tank's already pulled usually, if the tank doesn't pull, someone will pull for him. They'll be raging at noob, learn to play, shut up, get away, why are you wasting our time? Yeah, they'll get that. So will come for any experienced player that's not top end gear for current expansion. Not top great gear, but just at the higher end of the average eye level scale. If you're a fresh new character, you're likely to get booted from groups just for not doing enough DPS. There's exceptions, I know quite a few people that wouldn't do that, but I also know quite a few people that will boot someone just because they're lower than they are. DPS being lower than tank used to be a big deal in DBC because it meant the DPS was really bad. Nowadays, usually the tank's really well geared, the DPS isn't anywhere near as good geared in average group. And the tank is to do full AoE while DPS takes time to get started. There's exceptions, many classes where it doesn't true, but quite often tank ends up being on the higher end of the DPS scale in the 5-man groups. It changes in rage though, but it still has a community where it's not accessible to a new player. It's really not. If a new player wants to do dungeons, they ideally need to find a group to go in as a group, not get grouped with 4 random people. It's just not gonna be a nice experience for them. It drives away a lot of people, and it's also causes a situation where you don't really enjoy doing the dungeons. They're not something you do to enjoy. You do them for the reward, for valor you get again, for garrison resources, gold. You do them in order to get something. You don't enjoy the experience, you just want it to be over as quick as possible. Second part of it is looking for raid. To a large degree, it has caused a noticeable drop in the amount of players that move on to actual raiding. The LFR players, especially newcomers, they don't see any reason to learn. If they ask about a fight, they'll get insults in the face and mostly booted, so they don't. They just quietly do whatever they do. Quite often end up being AFK because there's no real penalty for it. They just mash away their buttons, don't improve, don't care about what's really going on, attack the target or throw heals at people. There's no real interaction there. You're not gonna make friends in it that would make you want to stay in the game longer, that would motivate you to be more active, a member of community, to find out how you can improve. Nope, you're just gonna get your tiny bit of loot, see the raid. Oh, I've done the raid now. Why would I do it again? I've just done it. I've gotten every good epic quality loot in every slot of gear. And that rolls into, oh yeah. No, there's no real motivation to move onwards for a new player. Now if they end up with friends that are actually raid, then sure, quite a few of them get tempted, end up trying it and enjoying. But most new players are not gonna play much. They'll eventually grow bored or find something else to do, but because there's very little to hold them in. Another topic for me to rant about is gonna be something specific to this expansion. I hope whatever they do with the class halls and expansion doesn't end up like this. Garrisons. At the start of the expansion, everyone loved the idea. It looked like the greatest thing ever. Your new player housing, you get to design it to a degree, you get to play around with it, it'll help you. At the end result, Garrison is really, really good. It gives you a massive amount of income for very little effort. It does feel like a mobile phone game where you just, oh, I'll send these things out, I'll need to check again in 8 hours. It's not a good design in my opinion. At the end of the day, it's gonna be a case of you log in, you do your garrison, you've earned a decent amount of gold, your funds are covered, you get your crafting resources from your mine. You lack an incentive to really go anywhere else. You go to dungeons, you go to raids, and you sit in a garrison. You don't do that, most players don't do that much besides it. And that is a big problem. There's a lot of content out there that most players will just lack the incentive to go. Why would they go out to try and find places to farm or earn a few golds? Or just fly around mining? There's no need, you get more than enough from garrison. The garrison on average can earn anywhere between 200 to 5,000 gold a day. You don't have any incentive to really go anywhere else. You go for your raids, you go for your group content things, and you sit AFK in your garrison, waiting for the next mission to finish. Where you'll put them out for new missions, and that's it. Shipyards were slight improvement, but they very rapidly end up being exact same mobile game feel. The fact that you needed to get the oil outside the garrison at the very start was a big incentive that drove a lot of people to do stuff outside their garrison. Even if just farming for something every once in a while, it's a time sink. It's something you do in between things. It ends up making the game feel like it has more content, so you're less bored. Because, oh, I'll do this quickly 15 minutes later. Okay, I farmed this, now I can go do that. Instead it's in the case of, okay, click, 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 done. Okay, what was I doing? Oh, there's something in an hour that the group's doing. Oh, I'm gonna log off in the meantime. Log back in an hour. congratulations, the player just spent 2 minutes playing with the Garrison, and it lacks complete incentive to actually go anywhere outside Garrison. While the Garrison's awesome, it's killing the game. It's if you don't really do anything in the game, you eventually lack the motivation to log in. Why log in if you're not really gonna do anything? All you remember is, last time I logged in my Garrison, I was bored, log off. At some point you're just gonna be, I can't be bothered with it, not log on. Month later, why didn't I unsubscribe for this? I haven't logged in a month. Unsubscribe, player lost. And that's largely because Garrisons are too good. They're too profitable, too helpful, and boring. That's a really bad combination. It's something that will not interest you, but will feel rewarding, and end up with you losing interest very rapidly. Anyway, that's it for this one. Put in comments below any ideas of things you'd want to hear my rant about, anything that you feel like is a hot or current topic, or that you just want to know what other people think of. We hope you enjoyed the video.
Please remember to like, comment and subscribe, or check out our other videos.
Thanks for watching, and see you all next time.